playground! Hooray!
Previously on the SBK show.
Hold it now, wait.
He looked at me and he said, "Hey man, you not cooking today?" My inspiration for radio before I could tell him my story. This nigga thought I was the chicken cook. Subscribe, support, and check out all new episodes on thesbkshow.com. SBK! Bangers, welcome to the SBK Show. I'm your host, SBK. The website is thesbkshow.com. Thank you for listening, thank you for supporting, and thank you for tuning in. Now, so much fuckery is a boot. I gotta get right to it. So, if you don't know, one of my favorite restaurants in the entire world is the Waffle House. I am a simple man. I like the Waffle House mostly because you can see them cooking your food. You know what I mean? It's kind of hard to pull a fast one on the soul, brother, if I'm watching you. Well, I'm watching you all the time anyway, but I love the Waffle House, and I gotta say, when I was in college, that was my go-to spot. Lead club, go to the Waffle House. Laid up, go to the Waffle House. Alarm come on in the middle of the damn show, stop it, then go to the Waffle House. I love the Waffle House. This may be, well, I mean, so when I say I go to the Waffle House, I've been going there for years. And I've never had a waffle there. I have never had most of the stuff on the menu because when I go to the Waffle House, I get one thing and one thing only. And I don't know if any of you like this, but if I find something I really like, I could eat it to death. I could eat it till it goes out of style. I don't know what it is with me. I can name you 10 restaurants that I've been to a million times, and I've only had one thing on the menu, and I stick with what I like. And I just realized that about myself recently because I used to go to this restaurant in St. Pete. Was it 11 Chicks? Yeah, and I get the number one. Yeah, see, they got about 12 different things on there. Those are rappers, right? Rappers or rapers? I'm going to go with a rapper. A raper don't sound right. That's actually a raper. Oh, shit. A rapper. Okay. I love it. I know it's probably, you know what? It's got to be something else on that menu. But I like the number one. Every time I get it, guess what? It tastes like number one. So I like the number one, and I'm going to go with the number one. And if you ever go there, get the number one. And then go from, you like, it's the reason why it's the first thing on the menu. It's number one. You know what I mean? And then everything, Brett, they had to come up with the 2 and the 3 and the 4. But they started with number one. Like ice cream, vanilla. Everything else, y'all fucking up something that's good. I like vanilla. You get it? Like, it's just that's just how I am, man. So when I go to the Waffle House, my standing order is the grilled chicken bacon deluxe plate that comes with 2 helpings of hash browns, and I like onions and cheese in them. That's scattered, smothered, and covered. Now you can chunk them, dice them, cap them. I don't know what else you can do to them. You can put all kind of shit. You can go up in there and make a whole hash brown just a whole damn meal. But that's what I get. Scattered, smothered, and covered. Hold the pickle. I like the lettuce, the tomato. I like onions. Don't grill them. I want raw onions on the thing. Okay, and then they put 2 slices of bacon on there. And then I also get a side order of bacon, which I just recently was informed that you could get like a small side order of bacon, which is 3 slices of bacon, or you can get a large, which is 5 slices of bacon. Now, you know as well as I do, I don't have no business eating 5 slices of bacon, but what I usually do is I'll save the 3 slices that I get, well, plus the 2 that are on the sandwich. I will save the 3 and use that to eat later, like a snack or something. And then before I eat the chicken sandwich, I take one of the slices of bacon off and I put it on the side. That's side bacon. And then I eat my sandwich because one piece of bacon is good enough. I'm not getting it for necessarily the chicken and bacon combination. It's just bacon. I ain't gonna turn down bacon, so I put it on the side and eat it as a snack later on. Man, ain't nothing better than bacon. I'd make a horrible Muslim and even a worse vegan. Good Lord. Man, I tried. Actually, I could be a total vegan except for the bacon and the occasional rib and maybe some brisket. Well, we working on all that. But anyway, back to the Waffle House, which I have to say I love. I love it. I love it. But I'll be damned if what happened to me in the Waffle House in Cleveland. No, not Ohio. Cleveland, Tennessee. Now, how did I find myself in Cleveland, Tennessee? That's a long story, and actually it ain't that damn long, and I'm acting like I'm gonna talk to y'all later, like personally, but I feel like this is personal. I'm sitting in my truck, got my podcast set up, and I hope it sounds good. The truck is on. I don't know if you can hear anything. I think the mic that I have, basically, if I talk right into it, you don't get any outside sound. It kind of focuses on whatever is right in front of you. Okay. So I'm in Cleveland, Tennessee. Observation about Tennessee. Something happened there in that state. There's a lot of people there with some sort of, there's a struggle. I don't know how to really say it, and I can't really put my finger on it. But I found Tennessee to be different. And I start thinking, what do I really know about Tennessee? Not much. It's that thing above Georgia. Well, unfortunately, I got to give it up like they gave it up to me. I don't know much about the city of Cleveland, Tennessee, other than I'll probably be going back there again because it's work related, and the headquarters for the company that I work for is in Cleveland, Tennessee. Oh, so they'll see me again, and I'll see them. But what I won't be doing is going to the Waffle House. Now, I say that I've never really gotten bad service at a Waffle House, and my dumb ass will go back again thinking they had a bad day, and maybe I can just go back in. They got a different crew, and I'll get better service. And that's exactly what I did. But let's begin. Hotel I'm staying at is right next to the Waffle House. So instead of doing DoorDash, Uber Eats, man, that shit like $20 for them to bring you a $5 sandwich. It ain't even worth it no more unless, during the pandemic it was worth it because you were just happy to get some shit. But now, man, god damn, I'd rather walk or whatever. But so it's right next door. It was no problem. I walked to the Waffle House. As soon as I walk in, now all Waffle Houses are pretty much laid out the same way. As soon as I walk in, double doors, the first door, then you take a right, and then you have that other door. I go in, and I go up to the booth, and I sit in the very first seat. To my right, there is a father and a daughter, and there's a waitress taking their order. There's also a couple in the corner, and they are waiting for their order to be taken. Now, the waitress is taking the order of the people right next to me. There's another waitress kind of walking back and forth. Maybe she washing some dishes. She wrapping some silverware. She's doing that. And then there's the cook on the grill. And I'm eyeballing him. Because how he cook their food is how he going to cook my food. So I'm watching you, buddy. His name was actually Buddy. So I'm listening to the people to my right order. They order. After they order, Waffle House style, lady goes, she calls the order in, the cook starts cooking. The other waitress at that point goes over to the couple and takes their order, and then she calls their order in, Waffle House style, and then their food is cooking. I'm still sitting there. Now, after the waitress who took the one order at the booths, after she took their order next to me, I figured she would take my order next. But no, she goes and stands by the cook, and they proceed to have a conversation. Then I get her attention. I said, "Excuse me." And she turns around and she says, "Is this for here or to go?" And I said, "This is going to be to go." She pulls out her pad. She said, "What would you like, sir?" And I said, "Well, I need to see a menu." Woo, COVID. And I did not need to see a menu, but I would like to be offered one. And so I look at the menu for a second. She puts the pad back in her pocket or apron, whatever she had. And she walks back up to the cook. At this point, the cook's got food all over the grill. And he tells her that he is getting overwhelmed. So she proceeds to step in and help the cook cook. All right. Now I'm just kind of sitting there watching this. The waitress then gives the order of food. It's ready. The people next to me, they get the food. The kid has the waffle. She's laughing. She's smiling. The father's happy. He's got his, I think he got the beefsteak patty melt, whatever deal, on Texas toast with some eggs on the side. And he ate half his kid's waffle. And the kid didn't look so happy no more. All right. So they are eating. They are getting down. There's food burning on the grill. The cook is overwhelmed. My waitress, who's acknowledged me and then went to talk to the cook, then goes back to assist the cook. She stops and then she goes and she washes a couple glasses and some dishes real quick. The couple in the corner, they got their food. All right. I still sitting there like, what is going on? I thought that if the lady who was working the booths, not the booths, but the counter up front, I thought she would come back over to me and take my order after she helped the cook out. Well, I don't even know why she was helping the cook out. I don't know why she didn't take my order. The other lady who was just helping the one couple over in the corner, I thought she would kick in the action and come over and take my order. She did not. Door opens. Guy comes in. He doesn't sit up at the high tops like I am. He goes and he sits down in a booth by himself. So the other waitress that wasn't my waitress comes up to him and says, "How you doing? Welcome to the Waffle House. Here's a menu. Here's some silverware. Would you like something to drink?" And of course, I'm staring at him and I'm like, God damn, I'm thirsty as hell up in here. I would like something to drink. Matter of fact, I didn't really want nothing to drink. I wanted to place my order to get some damn food. I sit there. I watched this guy order as the lady patiently waited while he was looking through the menu. He struggle ordered his food like he had never been to the Waffle House before. And then she called his order in. She called his order in, and now at this point, I'm watching my waitress. I'm claiming her as my waitress because she did come up to me and she did pick up the pad like she was going to take my order, but then she got busy. Yo, the part about it the most is when she gave me the menu and when she addressed me, she kind of halfway didn't even look me in the eye.
That's an outrage.
I didn't really like that. I don't take too kindly to that. I'm pretty sure that's not the Tennessee way. Well, I'm getting mad telling the story again. At the point in which the guy who just walked in had his food sat down in front of him and I haven't even ordered my food yet, I got my happy ass up and I left. One thing I'm not going to do is get bad service especially if I'm paying full price. So I walked over to the Circle K, which had a Subway attached, and yeah, I got me a 6-inch cold cut combo. I don't even know what I got. I might have got the cold cut combo. I might have got they got some kind of fiesta chicken with some kind of garlic aioli, you know. I might have got that, a bag of chips and some the drink combo deal with a cookie, and I might have walked back to the hotel room giving the Kobe death stare at the Waffle House as I passed it. It gets better. The next day, I still hadn't had my Waffle House fix yet. So I go there, like I said, I'm going there for work. One guy tells me, man, I went in that Waffle House and it was the worst I ever had. This other guy tells me, yeah, I went in there too, man, and took my fiance, and my hash browns was burnt on the top and raw up under the bottom. And I said, damn. So, yeah, I'm not listening to them. I believe you can go to the best restaurant in the world and you can get bad service. You can go to the best restaurant in your world and you can find a problem with something. You know why? Because people work there. All right? And these people worked at the Waffle House. And these people are in Tennessee. Cleveland, Tennessee. I know you're Googling that shit. You're like, where the hell is that? It's 30 miles outside of nowhere. That's where it is. All right? So the thing about it is, I still wanted some Waffle House. Not for breakfast. I like my Waffle House for dinner. The next day, I decided to give them another try. And you know what? They had a different crew. They had a different cook. And they had 2 different waitresses, although one was in the back. The one that I had the issue with was not there. But you know what? They did have the same waitress that helped the other people. Okay. I walk in. This time I don't need a menu. I didn't need a menu the first time. It was just it's just kind of like a service thing. Yeah, sometimes I might want to. Well, nah, I never tried nothing else there. I told y'all I eat the same damn thing. But you know what? I thought I wanted something else. Anyway, I didn't see the T-bones and the pork chops on there. I think I might have had the T-bones and the pork chops one time. T-bone too thin, pork chops no flavor. No thank you. I'll stick with the chicken. Best thing they got in there. Bacon is so-so, but you don't want bacon and it's in a pinch. You know what? You can't. It's just, I'm not saying this is like a 5-star restaurant, but it's one of my favorite. I would take a woman to the Waffle House on a date like it's a real thing and not like, I think highly of the Waffle House. So this is why I'm so disappointed. And didn't want to give up on them. I ain't want to talk to the manager. I ain't want to call the 1-800 number. I ain't want to go on YouTube. I guess I did do a whole damn podcast about them. But hey, man, that's what I do. And they did what they did. So I go back in there. And as soon as I walk in, the lady who was there the day before that didn't help me, she comes up. She gives me a menu. And she says, is this for here or to go? I said, this is to go. I order my food. And then I tell her, go ahead and ring me up. Let me pay right now because I'm going to walk to the store. The store I went to the day before that had the Subway attached to it. And I wanted to go to the store and come back. So there's that. I go up. I pay for my food. She gives me a receipt. I leave. I go to the store. Buy me a couple beers. And then one of those apple pies. Like a Hostess apple pie. It ain't in the shape of a pie. It look like a big ass, like one of those McDonald's pies kind of thing. You know what I mean? They're trash, but I like them. I like those little apple pies. So I get one of those and maybe a Heineken and some kind of Terrapin beer or something like that. Hopsecutioner. Yeah, that's what I got. Okay. This is all like right here together. So I'm not walking far. I walk back to the Waffle House. Mind you, I have a mask on. I always do. Not like in between all of that, I pull it down. But once I get in the store, it's all business. I put the mask on. When I walk up to the door. I walk in and I see like my bag. They're forming my to-go bag on the counter. And the lady that took my order is standing there with the other waitress. And she looks at me and says, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. And I'm like, you didn't do what? And she says, whatever. And whatever it is, I didn't do it. And I said, oh, okay. Well, is my order ready? She says, I need you to check out your bacon. How do you like your bacon? And I say, I like my bacon. And I didn't want to get into I would have had to give her a whole like spiel on it. I like bacon in all of its seasons, from being soft to being crispy. And she said, what about this? And she whipped around on like one of those foil sheets, 5 pieces of bacon. It would have been the 2 that went on my sandwich and the 3 that I had on the side. Now, I like my bacon crispy-ish. Yo, this shit was pitch black. This shit was burnt. And I said, nah, that ain't how I like my bacon. That's a little too high. That's a little too much for me right there. I'm sorry. I don't really do this, but I can't take that bacon. So if you guys can cook me some more bacon, I'm already out of my comfort zone. I usually don't. Well, I had no choice but to tell her that I'm not going to eat any burnt bacon. I'm just not. Okay. So then she says, yeah. And she grabs the bacon in the foil, like little foil sheet, and she breaks off a piece and she eats a piece. And then she breaks another piece off and she has it in her hand and she goes like she wants to hand it to me. And right before she can hand it to me, she flings it on the counter and says, hey, there you go, piece of bacon for you.
That's outrage.
And I said, oh, thank you, as I picked it up with a napkin and threw it in the trash. And I was like, what was that? They cook the bacon again. The bacon looks delicious. They wrap it up. They put it in the bag. Lady says, your food is ready. And then I go, oh, let me get a Sprite. If you ever had Sprite at the Waffle House, it tastes different. I don't know what it is. Like a lot of people say the Coke tastes different at McDonald's. I don't know if it's a mixture thing, a syrup thing. I'm not a Sprite guy, but I'm a Waffle House Sprite guy. It tastes different. And if you know, you know. And if you don't know, give it a try. She's making my Sprite to go. And then she looks at me and says, you should put some high C fruit punch in it. It kicks it up a notch. And I said, no, thank you, just Sprite. But she had stopped like halfway filling up my Sprite and like put it on the high C and like she was just going to do it. I didn't understand. So then, since I'd already paid for my food before I left, I really thought she would say, hey, Sprite's on the house because of the inconvenience or whatever. But, you know, people don't do shit like that no more. Plus, you know, maybe that's stealing. I don't know, man. It's fucking Tennessee. I don't know what's happening. So I go to get my Sprite. I pay for the Sprite. And I pay, I don't know how much it was. It maybe might have been, I don't know, it was like $1.25 or something like that. I give her $2 bills. And when she goes to give me my change back, I have my hand out. She doesn't put it in my hand. She reaches like she's going to put it in my hand. And then she just turns her hand over and puts it on the counter. And I was like, I think this lady thought I was going to touch her hand. Like, it's the second time. It's like how she flung the bacon at me. Man, she's being nice and pleasant the whole time. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have ate any of that. And I gave up the one advantage you have of going to the Waffle House. And that's watching them cook your food. Got a weird vibe in that place. Sandwich tasted fine. Sprite tasted fine. No high C in it. But man, if I wasn't so hungry and I was not willing to really put any more effort into getting food somewhere else, and I couldn't do Subway again, man, I wouldn't have ate that food. That was the weirdest vibe in that place. And it happened 2 days in a row after I had 2 other coworkers tell me maybe you shouldn't eat there. But you get what you get, man. I'm not going to give up on the Waffle House. You can get bad service at any restaurant at any time. Everybody has an off day. I don't know. Maybe they need to start some meditation or some yoga. I have no idea. All right, enough of that. After I left Cleveland, Tennessee, I went to Huntingburg, Indiana. I have no idea why anybody would want to live in Indiana. I have no idea why people like living in small towns. Maybe you like the sense of community. Maybe you don't know anything else. Maybe you're afraid the big city's gonna get you. I don't know what the problem is. Indiana? Man, I couldn't tell you anything about Indiana but Larry Bird. What else? Oh, I've been to Indianapolis a couple of times. That's about it. I got nothing on Indiana. But in Huntingburg, Indiana, I can tell you one thing. Tell me why they don't sell cold beer. They sell beer, but the beer is hot. Like there's none in the cooler. It's just, and there's like no individual beers. They only have cases of beer. And it's the big beer companies. If you live in Florida and you like beer, especially craft beer, man, you're spoiled. You got it good because a lot of states do not have the beer selection that you would see at your corner store or your 7-Eleven. They don't have it. They just got Budweiser, Miller Lite, Corona. That's most exotic beer they have. No craft beers. It is bizarre. But no cold beer in the entire store. Man, I walked around that store like 3-4 times. I think the lady thought I was casing the place. Well, I thought she thought that anyway. But why do they have liquor? Yeah. They were selling liquor in the convenience store, but no cold beer. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I ain't really even trying to understand it. But I just found that bizarre. Maybe that's just that particular food chain. Or maybe they have some sort of state law. I don't know what they have. But I found it to be very, very suspect. Yeah, I know I'm only doing 30-minute episodes, but I'm probably going to take it to an hour. I feel like 30 minutes, just me talking, giving stories, things that I run in. Man, you can find whatever you're looking for on Google and on social media. You can find all of that crap. Or you can turn on the radio and you can hear people talking about the same stories around the clock. But hey, I'd rather get out there and give you some insight or give you something from something that's happening in my life. And I'm going to keep doing that. And don't really matter to me because I do this for fun now. I don't have any pressure on me to be beholden to anything but myself and you for listening. Thank you for your support. Thank you for the downloads. And thank you for sending the Cash App, Venmos, and PayPals. The Cash App and Venmo are at Soul Brother Kevin. The PayPal is at Soul Brother K. Just think, with the amount of downloads that I have, if everybody listening right now would send me $2, man, I could buy this Tesla. Fingers. On the next episode, I'm going to start getting into more of this truck stuff. I'm going to tell y'all how I live in the truck. I'm going to show y'all how I live in the truck, how I cook, where I sleep, how I entertain myself, and how I shit in a bucket.